All right, everybody. Today we're going to learn how to make how to animate sprites. So this is basically different poses of the same character. We will use a combination of After Effects and Photoshop. So here in Photoshop, I've got, let's zoom in here, a few different poses of E Honda from Street Fighter 2. So there's that pose, jumping, standing, getting ready to punch, and punching. Guess it's more of a karate chop, right? Something like that. And we also have Xander's face. We're going to put Xander onto E Honda. We've got a few different faces of his. So this is going to be fun. All right, so each one of these is on a different layer. I go to After Effects. I will go File, Import, File. And let's find where I put these. Face stills. So let's do Xander's face first. Hit Open. And I want to keep this thing editable layer styles. That should keep it separate layers. So I hit OK. And then I do the same thing for the Street Fighter character. And I'm only using just a very few. In the actual video game, this is all of the poses that they use for this character. So we're only using a couple of these just so you get the idea. Alright, let's make a new composition. And we'll have it these settings. Yep, that's all good. Hit OK. And I will want to have some kind of background in there, but I can add that later. So let's go here and put the layers in one at a time. So let's start with this standing. And I'm going to resize this to about like that. That looks terrible, but it's only a quarter resolution. There we go, full resolution. I'll just leave it there. Maybe a little bigger. Okay. So that's where our main character is going to start. And now what I want to do with these other poses, if I just drag this in here like that, it'll be a lot smaller still and in the wrong position, but I want it to be in the exact same size and position as here. So how can I do that? Let me try and remember. I think we can click on Transform and copy. And then can we go to Transform and paste? Yeah. Okay, so now all of the transform options are the same for both of those. So let's do the same with layers 3 and 4. I'll just drag those down. So I'll drop down, select Transform, Command V to paste. Do the same thing for this. Transform, Command V. So now they're all in the same position. Now I want to put Xander's face on here. So I'll just do it for this first one, and this is way too big. So let's scale that down. Like that. And then let's put these two layers. I'm going to put them above E Honda but below the other Xander. So I'm going to click on Transform to the top one, Command C to copy, select these other two, click on Transform, Command V, click on Transform, Command V. There we go. Okay, next thing we want to do is parent all of these to each other. So let's say I want all of the heads, all of Xander's heads, to be parented to this main layer of E Honda. So I'm going to grab this pick whip and drag it to the main E Honda layer. So now when I move this around, at least that one head will go with it. None of the others are parented yet, so they stay there. So let's undo that. And now let's do the same thing for that. Grab the pick whip, drag it to E Honda. Maybe to make it easier, I'm going to rename this. So if I hit enter while it's selected, main E Honda. There we go. So let's parent that one to it. And we also want to parent the other bodies. So like that, and like that. And now we can see here it's listed what it's parented to. They're all parented to main E Honda. So if I select this one, drag it, now everything goes with it. Okay, so at any given time, I only want to see one body and one face at any time. So let's select all of these, and I will hit the letter T for transparency, which here is called opacity. I don't know why they do that, but let's turn on keyframes for all of those. And then I need to click on something else so that I'm going to turn this one all the way down, this one all the way down, and leave that face, leave the main one, and all the others I'll turn all the way down. There we go. So now we can only see one body and one face. Now let's say I go 2 frames forward and I want to see a different face. So let's put a keyframe here. It would be smart to label all these. So let's call this face, normal. I'm hitting enter to rename it. Face, angry, enter, face, scream. Okay, so here, let's add another keyframe for opacity, so that stays at 100 until this spot, and now it's going to go to 0. And then at this spot, I'm going to bring face angry up to 100. Problem is, if I only have these 2 keyframes, it's going to fade in between the 2. So I'm going to make this go one more to the left, drag that up to 0. So now this will stay from 0 to 0 and then all of a sudden be at 100. So now when I scroll through there, boom, we only see the one face. And let's say I want, instead of the body, so main body opacity, let's put one keyframe there and then move it over 1 and drag that down to 0, and let's bring this one up to 100. Wait, what one was it on before? Oh, he was jumping. Okay. I don't want this one to fade, so keep that at 0. Alright, so now it's switching the bodies and the heads like that. So then I could go through here little by little and make him switch back and forth between the punching ones and the shouting, and also if I want to move it across the screen, all I have to do is choose the parent one, this main E Honda, and go to transform position, and I could drag it across the screen, and all these other ones would have followed it. So I can change faces here like that, bring this one back up to 100, bring this one back to 50, and the faces followed it. So there you go, the beginnings of sprite animation. There's tons more you can do with that, but that's how it's done.